So I'm going to do a really quick rundown of what I've done, what's still left to do. Yeah, this wall is going to have the radiator, electric radiator mounted on there. So I've got all of my first fix electrical done in the entire room. I've already got one plug wired up and the light switch. Don't worry, all the faceplates are going to get changed. This used to be open into next door, which is now a stud wall. All done, all finished on there. The utility room, well, that's going to be for another time. So we've got plasterboard and insulation, all that kind of stuff on here. On this wall was the bad wall where we've got the tanking, the membrane, then we've got the battening, then insulation, and then thermoboard on top. On this wall, we have just got the 60mm thermoboard dot and dabbed and mechanically fixed straight onto there. All the electrical, all there ready to go. I've also wired up externally for some external sockets for the front garden area, which overlooks into here. Out there, focus, no focus. There's still a huge amount of work to do there. So that's where we're at the moment. I'm waiting for some more panel moulding to arrive so I can put it onto that wall. Then I can primer coat the wall, get that painted, then the radiator can go on. So that's one thing I'm waiting for. The second thing I'm waiting for is exactly that. The second thing I'm waiting for is the flooring for the room, which is going to be the same Carmdine herringbone in like an aged oak finish that's going to go down. So I'm waiting for that to arrive. In the next few days, I am going to be putting a new skim on the floor because whoever's done it previously, it's lumpy, it's bumpy. They've tried to put a bit of self-level down, but they haven't done a very good job. And I'm just going to put a whole floor screed down. I've got 3 bags. Hopefully that's going to be enough to get a nice flat level in the room. I was originally going to take the ceiling out, and I kind of wish that I did because the ceiling's all over the shop. And the wall, the back wall, this wall here, was originally bowed a lot, so I've straightened that out a little bit. So this room is, yeah, it's amazing. It took a long time to pick the colour. I didn't end up replacing the window because of shipping to Guernsey. I was going to have to pay a lot of money to get a stillage with the single window, and it just wasn't viable on costs. Now the window's going to be replaced from the external anyway, so whenever we do replace the windows in the property, it's just going to be some patching up in every room, and that's just kind of what we've got to live with at the moment, because we're going away in a few days, so we don't have endless amounts of money. We're doing this out of our disposable income, which is not really disposable because this house is a money pit. So that's where we're to. There is currently no door on the room. The door lining's in, big, deep 240mm door lining. Still have to do the skirting boards and the architraves, which we'll do once the flooring has been installed. Yeah, and that's about it. I'd probably say that there is a week to 2 weeks worth of work left in this room. So there's not really much I can do at the moment. We've got the window sill, which is being oiled at the moment. So that's all ready to go. And then it's going to be the second fix electrical, which ain't going to take very long. So I'll show you quickly in the utility space. If we come through here, it's full of all the stuff. It's now become the second dumping ground. The utility room itself, obviously it's small. There's going to be a small a regular sized washer and a dryer stacked on here that I'll rack out in cabinetry. That'll be plasterboarded. We've got another layer of thermoboard that's on this wall for insulation purposes and to try and keep the noise out. I've put additional bracing in the studwork wall because that's where guitars will be hanging. The room next door is going to be bedroom 3, is what it's officially called, but it is going to be a music studio. It's where all of my guitars are going to live on the wall, going to have a sit-stand desk and all of my amps, potentially my drum kit. If not, I'm thinking I'm going to buy an electric piano. It's been something I wanted to really spend a bit of time on for a long time, and I used to have a piano in a house that I lived in a few years ago, many years ago, and it was slightly out of tune and there were some keys that didn't work, but I love classical music, and yeah, I think that would be good, and I can do some demos in here and kind of get back to actually having a dedicated space for my musical instruments, because it's probably been about 6 years since I've had all of my stuff in the same room and actually set up, so it'll be really, really awesome. So I'll show you the door situation. Now the door used to be like this, white. I also found out that the extension was built in 1977, so that's kind of how we've dated some of the stuff, and I believe that the door is original to 1977. Right, back in the shed. Windowsill, 25mm oak, cool, being oiled. The door, it was gloss white, as many doors, windowsills, architrave, skirting boards, gloss white, lots of layers of paint. This is one side of it. I think that it's looking pretty good. Pitch pine 1977 or thereabouts door, heat gun scraper job, wire brush, wire wool, sanding, walnut stain, 2 coats of Osmo at the moment. The other side is still to be fully sanded and then stained and oiled, and then I can hang the door. So that's, well, it's a coat of oil a day for a few days, sanding back, blah 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 blah. You get the idea. And behind here we've got what will be the threshold, solid walnut threshold going in, and yeah, that's kind of the state of play at the moment. Now I really do actually want to get back into building some guitars at some point. We've got currently one of the Telecasters there with a actually fully carved neck. We've got a second Telecaster there with a neck that has not yet been carved, and then we've got the ash top Tele with also a carved neck ready to roll, and then all the other builds. There is a lot of stuff. There is just a lot of things in life, and I'm about to just go and start a whole other new project, which is the living and dining room. But that's what it is. That's what life is, I think. I don't really like sitting down and relaxing. I like to be doing stuff. So we're going to go and do some stuff. I'm going to run you through the plan of the living and dining room, and then we're going to make a hell of a mess. I hope that probably in 3 years' time this house will be finished. So, dining room, living room, got this big old arch. We've got big ass ceilings in here. Then we've got the big ass fireplace with the stove. Now, the flooring, this is the main issue in this house. We've got over there cheap B&Q laminate flooring. This half we've got carpet. I know that under here we've got original Victorian floorboards dating to approximately 1850, which is when the house was built. I know that the floorboards are going to be a bit of a wreck, which is why we're most likely going to be overboarding with the same as we've got in bedroom 1, the master bedroom, the Condine herringbone, which is the same as going in bedroom 2, and will also be going in bedroom 3. In here, we're going to do exactly the same thing. It's going to be herringbone flooring throughout, apart from in the hallway where we've got some original Victorian tiles, and in the kitchen, which is going to be probably a flagstone tile. We could take up all the floorboards, remachine them to tongue and groove. It's something that I can do at work, but I just don't really think it's viable. We're going to insulate underneath the floor and clean up all of the foundations, move all of the power, all of the electrical from surface mounted sockets, which is on the skirting boards or plinth blocks all over the place. That's what it's like in the whole house, and I absolutely hate it. I hate it with a passion. So all that's going to be chased into the wall and put at probably reg height 450 to the top. The skirting boards are all going to have to come off. I'm going to try and save the skirting boards because the skirting boards are original to the property. It may be that we need to make a new cutter for the profile because there's going to be parts we need to replace. This door is going. We're going to board that up. We've got 2 doors back to back coming in between each other. We believe that the archway originally had barn doors or sliding doors going between them, because if you look all the way up here, there's a board up there, a bit of batten, which is probably where part of the sliding mechanism was. I hate that. That's coming down. This side of the ceiling, we've got the Artex, so that's going to get skimmed over. We've got lining paper on most of the walls. All that's coming down. We've got some cracks coming through, so we're going to be repairing that. We've previously had some damp coming through, which externally has been repaired. It's now all dry, so we've got papers to come down there. The same in this bottom corner over here. We've previously had some damp coming through. All that needs to be sorted out. The alcoves is another thing. In this alcove here is going to be an oak cabinet with glass fronted doors at the top, solid oak at the bottom, maybe with some pinstripey glass, and it's going to be for our kind of posh glasses and that kind of thing. This wall here is going to be built in throughout the entire wall as a library kind of piece, maybe with a little sliding ladder detail. Don't know exactly how that's going to work, if it's going to go floor to ceiling, how it's going to go around the door or whatever, not entirely sure yet, but that's going to be a library. That will be done separately, same as the cabinet over there. This alcove here, we're not really sure. Both of these alcoves may just end up staying as they are. Probably a new TV cabinet, some kind of other cabinet there. Monica is not super keen on both of these cabinets that we've got there. New bench seat for in front of the window, because I don't really like that one. It doesn't fit in with the rest of the panelling. Where we've got original panels going here, it just kind of sits badly. It doesn't really look like it was built in. The radiators also will be changed to modern vintage Victorian looking cast iron ones, floor standing, so we can get rid of those housing units. It's a lot of work. It is a hell of a lot of work. And the whole carpet with this floor thing. When we bought the property, there was 13 different types of flooring in the house, which was something that I just I cannot stand that at all. It's utterly disgusting. The same flooring throughout most of the living spaces in the bedrooms. Try and keep the original flooring where we can, the Victorian tile, and then separate for like the bathrooms and for the kitchen, I think is the way to go. consistency. Yeah, so today I'm going to take this carpet up and potentially those boards, and we're just going to live with it for a couple of weeks and see how it feels. So I'm just going to jump in here at the end. It's been a couple of months actually since I recorded all of the other footage in the video, and as you can probably see, I'm actually in the guitar room right now, which is another video entirely. But it was just to kind of close out the video and to really say thank you for watching. And there is going to be a little update on this room. As you can see, I'm in it, I'm editing in here right now. Got some guitars and stuff behind me. The room is 98% complete, and it's going to be time to start moving on to some other projects, and some of those also going to be actually trying to finish building these Telecasters that I've been building for a couple of years, so I can kind of put that to bed and crack on with some other stuff in terms of shed work, musical instrument work, housework, all of those kind of renovations. So thank you very much for tuning in. We are still living with the exposed floorboards in the living and dining room, and we have pretty much decided we're going to be overboarding with the same Condine flooring as is in here. And yeah, watch your space. Tune back in again soon. Thank you very much. See ya.